All right, guys, in today's video, we're working on a 2013 Chevrolet Avalanche, and we're interested in repairing a defective driver information center switch assembly. So this DIC switch assembly here, what can happen on these is they can get where they don't depress or they can get stuck depressed. If we zoom in really close here, I'll show you what we're talking about on this one. Using this pencil eraser, zoom in really close, we can see if I press on this button, if we watch that corner, right, this guy still moves. But this acknowledgement button is stuck. It's not moving at all. And the information button is also stuck. It's not moving at all. So let's take a look at the service manual and see what's entailed in removing this. All right, guys, taking a look at the 2013 GM service manual. This is the one covering this Avalanche, but also the Suburban, the Tahoe, the GMC Yukon, and the Cadillac Escalade. If we open that up here and we see the piece we're after is just this one big, huge piece of trim that includes not just the AC ducts, but also the switch that we're after for the driver information center, this particular display switch. The instructions tell us that we need to refer to another manual for how to remove this. And so let's go take a look at that to see how to actually pull this off. All right, so in this section we can see there's our piece, and we can see it's held on, which are probably metal clips that sit inside these recesses on the plastic dash. Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 of them holding that on. And I suspect there's probably some other kind of clips that are holding the centerpiece on. So all we're going to need to do is take a plastic trim tool and pop this off, disconnect the electrical connections, and there's the quantity right there of 8. And then we'll be able to swap that switch out. All right, just like we saw in the manual, we're going to take a trim tool and we're going to slowly work those clips out. You're just going to have to find about where they are to get them to pop loose. You want to use something as plastic so that you don't damage anything. And they can hold on really tight, really tight. I'm going to try to grab it here on the left-hand side just to get it started. If I can just get one of them to pop loose, there we go. And then we'll be able to start working the others off. It's going to make lots of unsettling noises. Unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be. I'm just going to try to keep going here until I can find a weak spot to get another one of these off. Almost. This whole, as we saw in the manual, this whole vent assembly should be coming off together. Just not letting go yet. There we go. All right. There we go. Like I said, guys, it's going to make some sounds that make you think, oh my gosh, I'm breaking it, but it's just the sound of these metal clips. When we get them all out, I'll show you. Just one more over here in the corner. There we go. All right. All right. So what you got on here, if I flip this guy around, you've got these anodized clips holding it. And she's kind of flimsy, right? So you got to be a little bit gentle with it. So the thing we're after here, I'm going to kind of flip her up in this direction, is this guy right here. So you're going to give this guy a pinch to get it to release. Just kind of zoom in over here after I put this up on top. You see, right, it's just a little pinch clip, just like that. And then what we're going to want to do is remove this switch from this assembly, and we're going to replace it with a new one, GM part number 159-47841. If we open this guy up, what we'll see, for example, is, right, all these switches, they all move fully, and they even have tactile feedback and audio feedback, so we know they're working. We can even plug this guy in, and we can go ahead and give him a test if we want to before we put everything back together, just to verify that corrects the problem. So let me get repositioned here, and I'll show you how to remove the switch from the bezel. All right, guys, so the switch is held in by a couple of retainers on the side, and again, it's another one of these things where you want to be gentle with it. There's one here, there's one in the back, there's one here. So we're just going to pick one side here, try to get it to let go. And again, we're trying to go real slow because we don't want to break anything. You can start off with just trying to get a feel for it. All right, so there we can see how that one's going to kind of let go and then want to snap back in. So what we'll do is we'll go attack the one on the same side in the back here. I'll block your view for just a moment. All right. Let me just flip this around. All right, so we get it flipped around. We get this guy off, and then we'll try to get this one over here off. The plastic is just super, super brittle. We just don't want to break it. And unfortunately, guys, most of the time when you try to take one of these kind of switches off, you're going to break something. But if you go super slow like I'm going right now, you can usually avoid it. All right, so we got these two off. Try to get this one off here. This actually here looks like I might be able to slide it backwards. If I can get this one in the front off. It's like you get one end off and then the other end pops back in on you. Once you do this, you'll get a feel for that, how it is. There we go. All right, we extracted it without damaging anything. So now we're going to reposition this and snap our new one back in. All right, so we're going to take this guy and snap him back in now. There's the top. There's the bottom. Just make sure you got them all the way in, because that can affect the buttons. Give your buttons a last check before you put it in. All right, guys, after we get that switch snapped on, the hard part is just going to be getting these two AC vents realigned up with these ducts here in the back that you can see my finger on. And if they don't get on just right, then you won't be able to push this all the way in. So it's got some tabs here, here, and here, here, here. Yeah, just these two on the bottom, these three on the top, and that's what we've got to overcome. These metal tabs are the easy part. The hard part is getting these vents realigned. So if you look up on top here, there's the latch for this guy, there's the latch for this guy, there's something similar on the bottom side. And so we just want to get these to go back in properly so that nothing breaks, because remember, this is all very thin. And then we can just kind of seat these as we go. There's a little alignment pin on the end. Make sure you get that started. And that's it. Now just to check, make sure that everything still rotates properly, not binding. At that point, it's time to test your switch. So let's get our keys and give it a test. All right, guys, so we've got our panel over here, so let's see if everything's working, right? So right now we're seeing speedometer. Now we're able to cycle through the languages, the different settings. So that's working now. If I hit the I button, I'm getting an option to check oil life, English, TPMS, so that's working, Bluetooth, right? That's all working. And I can cycle between the trans temp, the speedometer, everything's working, right? So this was a good repair. So I hope this helped you out. Again, you know, it's very flimsy plastic up here. So you saw me, maybe you might be saying, wow, you were really taking a long time to get this on and off. Guys, this is this particular type of trim here is in different colors, and this particular Avalanche is a Z71, so the trim here is a specific color for it. It's not likely to be something you can easily reorder, so you want to make sure you don't break anything. So again, you know, you want to go slow and easy so you don't break anything. Otherwise, it's a very simple DIY repair. The only tool you need is a plastic trim removal tool. If you got questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll try to help. If you found this useful, helped you get yours repaired, saved you some money, or you just learned something, go ahead and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching.